Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Today's utensil is cup, 杯, and this is how Chinese put it in contemporary. And we can see the mid-history, which is 2,000 years ago, because if the language is about 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, this is the midpoint. Somebody compiled the dictionary of that. So this is the rendering back then. And you can see the word structure flattened out in simplified Chinese, right? It's just flat strokes. But back then, 小篆 is the style back then. You can see the curvature, and it renders the canopy of the tree, the root of the tree, the trunk of the tree. So this is the basic structures of the tree. And amazingly, Chinese view trees, both the visible part, the canopy is the trunk, and the invisible part, the root of the tree. I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? That's pretty insightful. And the right side is, in contemporary Chinese, is the 不. It means negation, means not. And I have been trying to figure out what that negation, like why, how Chinese, in English, we just say no, right? N-O. And we just arbitrarily assign that means negative. So how Chinese express negative, we have a ton of ways to say negative. 不, 非, 否, all kinds of negation. And this is one of them. It's made of okay, on the top side, on the top is this 不, and the ancient one of the 杯 have the mouth symbol. I mean, that makes sense because it's a drinking utensil. So you have to involve the mouth, right? So the mouth was missing in contemporary. But the top part is this negation saying. And okay, negation is made of this top line is the sky. And then this structure, this convex shape with this vertical line, that's entering. That's you can view it almost like puncturing through something, this needle looking thing. And then we have this another curvature that intersects with that, and that means inside something. And it literally visually gives you this. We can either view it as an indicator, which is kind of ancient arrow pointing thing to draw your attention to this vertical line, means this is the space you're entering into, or we can view it as a physical representation, as a barrier or a boundary of something. And then you have this puncturing through something, right? So together, this icon means inside something. So inside the mouth. And on the top, we have this heaven. So heaven inside, that became negation. I forgot, like earlier, I was figuring out why it means negative. But over here, when it pairs with the mouse, it means inside the mouse. And we have this heavenly thing inside the mouse. So it almost depicts in a very simplification way to say you're consuming something inside the mouth. You take the heaven in, you take the nature in, you're taking, the visible world in. So that's our consumption. We're taking the outside energy in, right? And that paired with wood. So I'm guessing ancient times, for everyday people's use, we cannot, not everybody can afford to have the elaborate bronzeware, like I would imagine to cast a bronzeware, like artistically decorated on the surface, a lot of times like storytelling or bookkeeping back then, to preserve something, eternalize something back then. Most people of us, we cannot afford that, simply cannot. So wood carve out this thing so that you can take nature in, you can drink. That became the Bei cup, because back then China didn't have glassware. Glassware was relatively new, and how people drink. So it's some carved out utensil that you drink from the wood. Okay, 推杯换盏is a Chinese way to describe the scene on the dinner table. So basically, it's a drinking event with your friends, and you can imagine, just like a bar drinking in contemporary living. 推杯换盏 is a Chinese way to describe how 推 and 换 their emotion, this interaction, and the 杯 and the 盏 are this cup, this drinking utensil, and the 盏 are little dishes, side dishes to go with the drink. So you're going to have this interchange. You're in a drink and eat off from the 盏. So 推杯换盏 is a Chinese, party scene, bar scene. Okay. 杯水车薪 is a Chinese way to say you don't have enough resource, simply cannot cover something way outside you. So we use 杯, the cup, and the 车, the vehicle, like dramatically different in how much they can contain. To describe the scenery, okay, we hold water in the cup, and then we have a whole cart full of 薪 means the burning material back then, like the haystack or something like that, chopped wood or something for fire making. So you have that big volume of energy of fire, the wood burning thing, and then you have this little cup of water. So that's the contrast, the dramatic contrast between the fire you're going to make and how much water you have to extinguish that fire. So basically, 车薪 simply means you're under-resourced. There's no way you can fix something given what you have. 举杯庆祝 is raising your cup, cheers to something. So that's a Chinese cheer making expression. 举杯, we have to hold a cup. So when you 举杯, that means you have to just like making cheers in the Western culture, right? You ding, ding, ding it, and then you make a speech. So Chinese uses 举杯, not necessarily have a speech to go with it, but we do raise the cup, but kind of similar to the eye level-ish to show respect to whatever you're celebrating for. So that's, we have to use the 举杯 to go with it. And here I'm showing this bronzeware that's about 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, maybe even older. And you can see this tripod structure. And I'm not sure about this two-headed thing, what that is. But I can see, like, here is the nozzle that you can drink from, right? You cannot drink from the sharp end, but this looks more like the drinking end. And this probably is your hand holding. I'm not sure if I could drink like that. That's a hand holder. Not sure. But there are also like 2 ears on the side. You probably can hold this way. But that was the ancient artifact. It's artwork, right? But it's the utility of the ancient cup. And that's what I'm saying. Like most of us simply cannot afford something elaborate as this cup. That's a bronze cup from 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. There you go. Thank you for your time. See you another day.